What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, let's go to Oklahoma and let's go to Remington Park tonight, Friday, December 13th. It is the Springboard Mile, race 12 on the card. So this race will go off at 11:26 p.m. Eastern time. For you guys on the East Coast, of course, 10:26 local. If you're heading down to Remington Park or here in the Central Time Zone, it is a field of 12. It is a tough field of 12. Not a lot of standouts here in this one. Let's get to it. I'll put it up on the screen now. We'll go through them one by one, and then I'll give you who I think is going to win. Kind of a mess of a race at the end. Let's start with the number one, Coal Battle, a horse that is coming off of a win last time out at Delta Downs. Win 6.5 furlongs in the Jean Lafitte Stakes. Pretty sharp victory. This horse is 2 for 2 on the dirt. A 5 furlong maiden special weight win at Evangeline, and then that race I just talked about at Delta. Ran on the turf twice, didn't do awful. Ran in a $1 million race at Kentucky Downs, going 1 mile, the Kentucky Downs Juvenile, and ran fourth, only beaten sixth. Then went to Keeneland and ran an allowance, got seventh, beaten 5 3/4. Now, here's the good news about that seventh place effort. The winner of that race was Poster, who went on to win the Remsen last week. So he's kept some decent company despite the fact he has ran 2 of his races at Evangeline and Delta Downs. So he's a mixed bag. Can he stretch out is a big question. The 2 races he stretched out to a mile, which is the distance of today's race, were losses, but they were also on the turf against really good horses. The 2 races he won were sprinting against horses that weren't that good. I don't really know who this horse is, to be completely honest with you. I am going to stay away as far as playing this horse on any tickets, but he's one that if he wins, I'll go, well, that's not crazy that he did it. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. The number 2 is Blue Angel. Blue Angel is a very interesting horse, a maiden special weight winner on debut right here at Remington Park for Steve Asmussen with Cabrera aboard. That's the good news. The bad news is only won by a head, not that great of a field. Really, I mean, painfully low number. This race came back. Blue Angel got a 60 time form. That is not great. So I don't know. The horse is by Gun Runner out of a Sky Mesa mare. I think that's all good and well. That number is just painfully low. I do like that Cabrera gets the mount here. I don't think that's a bad sign whatsoever, but I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical. I don't know if this is the Asmussen you want here. Asmussen's got 3. That's just the first one. I'm kind of staying away. That number came back a little too low for me. And by the way, before I go on, I am a big proponent of numbers for 2-year-olds. They really don't mean a ton. It's early. Things can happen. But when horses that are main contenders on time form are running, 95 to 100, and this horse has a 60, that's when I do think it does mean something. So I just kind of shy away a bit from that. A horse that did get a good time form for its debut was the number 3 Speed King. This horse debuted at Churchill Downs, was 22 to 1, just took over, like boom, right out of the gate, got to the lead, took him gate to wire, won by 2 1/4. This was a very, very eye-catching effort without any doubt. Speed King, a horse trained by Ron Moquette, who definitely is one you got to look for early on here, whether, Remington, maybe not as much. He does bring horses over here some, but Oakland Park is what you think of when you think of Ron Moquette. And, I think of, for him, races like the Smarty Jones, the Southwest, the Rebel, and the Arkansas Derby got to be what he's thinking with Speed King here. The horse won at 6 furlongs. The horse is bred to kind of stretch out, though. I don't know if 1 1/4 ultimately will be something this horse absolutely loves, but I don't know it won't be either. It's kind of iffy, but going a mile shouldn't be a problem at all, and that's what we're worried about today. I think Speed King, the 3 horse, comes in with a massive chance. I was very impressed with his debut effort. The number 4 is Dominant Spirit, another horse that won on debut right here at Remington Park. Last time out, finished second, kind of in the local prep for this, the Clever Trevor. Got beat a half length. I thought ran really well as a 6-5 favorite. Just got beat by Jolly Samurai, a horse we'll talk about in a second. But Dominant Spirit makes a lot of sense here in this race as well. I think he's entered with a big chance as well. The number 5 is Brooklyn Alley Cat. This is a horse last time out. Finally got the maiden, or excuse me, 2 races back, if I could speak. Finally got the maiden broke on the turf. And then what I was trying to say is won his first dirt race last time out right here at Remington Park. So 6 starts, 2 wins. Like I said, the turf win and then that allowance win last time out, going this distance, won by a mile. He wishes, won by a length and a quarter, and beat a decent horse, a horse that's in this race as well that we'll talk about in a second. Pretty good effort. I think the numbers are still low, and we've got a lot of numbers that we can look at, and they're all kind of similar, and they're all not quite good enough. But he does have a win at this distance over the track. That's the good news for the 5. The number 6 is SA, and this is a horse that another one just won last time out at Remington Park, going 5.5 furlongs in an allowance race. So another recent winner here at Remington. Horse also won on debut at Lone Star in a Texas bred stakes race as well. Problem is, this will be the first time going long, but the horse is by 1,000 words out of a Northern a fleet mare. So I think going a mile is probably within the realm. I'm not sure the horse is good enough. I think that's where I'm at with this one, but seems to be or seems to have taken a nice step forward since being gelded. So the first 3 races, this horse was, a nice win, and then 2 poor starts. Gelded the horse, came back and ran better. I am not confident, but I do think you'll see another, maybe an improved effort since being gelded. The number 7 is Jolly Samurai, and this is going to be a horse a lot of people like. 3 races at Remington Park and 3 wins. Broke the maiden by 2.5. Won by a neck in the next start. That was the Kip DeVille. And then won by a half length in his next start. That was the Clever Trevor. Horses by First Samurai out of a Patio Prado mare. So those races were at 5.5, 6, and 7. Now we're going a mile. I think that'll be okay. Is he good enough? That's the question. Every number has been a tad low compared to some of these horses that are shipping in. I think he's the best 2-year-old right here at Remington Park. Now, can he beat the challengers coming in from, Churchill and places like that, Santa Anita, places like that? That's going to be the big question mark. But he's in with a shot. I like Jolly Samurai just a bit. All right, let's keep going. The number 8 is Complex Music. This horse is 6 starts, 2 wins. Last time out was an 8-length victory at Indiana, or Horseshoe Indianapolis, I should say. Had really had some struggles in a few different spots before that. Was a maiden claiming winner at Churchill Downs way back in June. Look, the last race was super good, but it was a major standout compared to the other races. So that this horse has on the past performance sheet. So Asmussen gets Elliott to ride. I do like that. Elliott is a guy that he uses a lot. So mixed bags. Can he do it again? I'm not quite sure, but that last race was good enough definitely to compete. Let's keep going to the number 9, Dr. Rubin. This is a horse that you kind of got to take some notice to. Dr. Rubin last time out was a winner at this distance at Santa Anita by 3/4 of a length at 7-1. Now, the 3 races before that, on his debut, going 5 furlongs on the turf, he was second, only beaten a nose. He went to 5 furlongs on the dirt for his next start, got 5th. Just did not run very well. Did get beat by Getaway Car. Pretty nice horse. And then 2 races back, stretched out in distance for the first time, was second, beaten 3 lengths by Emerald Bay. Kind of running into these Baffert horses that are tough to beat. And then finally, like I said, last time out, got the job done. Really nice speed figure last time out as well. It is the high speed figure, at least on time form, of everybody in this race. So shipping in from Santa Anita, we'll see if Doug O'Neill can get the job done here at Remington Park with this shipper. The number 10 is Medicine Dog. Medicine Dog coming off of an allowance race last time out at Remington Park, where he didn't do much running. He got 5th, beaten 6.5. 2 races back, got 3rd, beaten 2.25 as well. In the Clever Trevor. So not very good. Did break the maiden right here at Remington for $30K in a $30K maiden special weight, and did it easy. Got claimed out of that race, and then just hasn't been quite as good since that one. So I think kind of a one that he can't love. Right, last time out, by the way, was 1-9 and got beat. So I don't know. He's going to have some proving to do, I think, in this one. Let's keep going to the number 11, Mr. Omaha. And Mr. Omaha comes in on a hot streak. This Oklahoma bred has won 3 straight races. Broke the maiden at Remington Park back in September, and then jumped up to stakes company in the Oklahoma Classics Juvenile, another easy win. And then, look, stretched out to a mile last time in the Don C. McNeil. Obviously the same distance as this race. He looked awfully good. He won by 5. I definitely think he's the most dominant Okie bred 2-year-old right now by far. But I don't know. I think he's got a big chance here. I don't like the post. I think he drew pretty poorly, but I think he's got a shot. I really like what he's done, and I just like how he's just dominated horses. So Mr. Omaha, the 11 here. By the way, isn't Oklahoma bred, but listen to this breeding. Sometimes these state bred horses, they're still bred awfully good. The horses by Omaha Beach. I think that's okay. Out of an Into Mischief mare, that's pretty good. He may have Oklahoma bred by his name, but I think he's a pretty darn good horse. So I would keep an eye out for this one. And then finally, the number 12 is Keno. That's a horse that one win and 4 starts. It came over the turf here at Remington Park. Went back to the dirt after that race. Was 8th in the Clever Trevor, and then tried an allowance last time out. Same race that Brooklyn Alley Cat was in. Got 2nd. Beaten a length and a quarter. Not for me. Keno, not for me in this one. All right. Well, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? You could kind of tell was not just real thrilled with anybody in this race. I debated about this one for a while. I ended up landing on the number 3 Speed King for Ron Moquette. I really just, when you go back, you watch this race, this was pretty darn good. And I think he can get out to the front again from this inside post. If he breaks well, I think he'll get out to the front. I think they're going to have a hard time catching him. I like number 3 Speed King to win this race in gate to wire fashion. I was just really impressed with that maiden special weight. He's got a pedigree that tells me I think a mile is going to be well within his realm. So I'm going to go number 3 Speed King to win this year's version of the Remington Park Springboard Mile. All right, guys, that'll do it for our preview. Hit that like button if you like it. Subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're betting Remington Park on Friday.